Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful night. We are your hosts, Tori the Barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun, and my co-host with the most, the man, the myth, the legend, Free Will Code.
Yes, sir. What's happening? Free Will Code in the building. Thank you and welcome to another edition of the Free Will Podcast, where we create a community that normalizes growth. For people like you and me, so we gonna be the best version of ourselves, huh? What's happening, Tori? How you doing today, my boy?
What's down with your cold baby? How you doing today?
Cool and moving, grooving.
Yeah. Shit, I'm
in
doing
the studio.
the same.
I'm in the studio.
Getting it done.
You know that, man. How was the day today?
It's always better to be doing the doing instead of being the one that's getting dead. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm getting it done, not getting done. You hear me?
It depends on how you think about it.
Yeah.
All right. We ain't gonna talk.
Yeah.
So, man, I asked you how your day was, man. How's your day?
Oh, yeah, man. My day going pretty good for the most part. It was a productive day. It was a blessed day. And overall, it was just a pretty good day. I had some chill moments. I was able to watch one of my shows that I like to watch. I was able to make some money today. I was able to help some people, service some people, and and do what I do. Do what Tori the Barber do. Yeah, that's how my day was. It was a pretty great day, man. How about yours?
Pretty cool, man. Busy, of course, like every day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you one thing. Being busy every day, all day could definitely be draining.
Yeah.
I tell you that, man. You gotta.
I'm like a recipe for it.
You gotta prepare to be busy. To be honest.
Yeah.
Just whatever. But
what that mean? Prepare to be busy. You gotta be ready for it.
You gotta live. That's a whole lifestyle. Like you busy. Like you can't just be busy at business and then not be busy somewhere else. In another part of your life, right? Like you gotta make sure your other parts of your life respects the busyness of whatever other part of your life. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
Really.
I'm not. Okay.
So, look, you said you gotta make sure the other parts of your life respect the busyness of whatever part of your life that's busy. But does it have to respect it, or does it? Do you need to not? Or do you need to have consideration for the rest of the parts of your life with a busy schedule?
That's kind of like I look at both the same thing because they don't have a life of their own. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta do it.
Yeah, but that's how you said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like making sure like my task and my system for when I get home respects the busy lifestyle that I have. Whether that's going to bed on time, whether that's eating correctly, maybe it was watching a certain amount of television, whatever, which I do neither of at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying, but yeah, man. Without further ado, I'm grateful.
What you grateful for, Mr. Cole?
Man, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful for. Listen, I'm grateful for. Man, I'm grateful for God, right?
Why are you grateful for God?
And I'm grateful for God because, like, if somebody else was doing me, would I be doing God sometimes? I'll be cut off. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the sometimes, the disrespect, the broken promises, all of that stuff, man. Like the lack of effort. And most people, like, I keep it G. Most people won't say nothing like that. Like you'll know every time what part of my life I'm in. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, not is what it is based we not trying to get better, but is what it is that's what's going on. And you putting up a facade and trying to fake it ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna change the fact that it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like we claim all of this stuff. We be like, man, God just got this, got that, right? But the actions don't show, man. I be thinking about that. And God, He still love me, bro. He still love me. He still keep His promises every time I do what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because they conditional. They are conditional promises. We talk about unconditional all the time. Like, all right, let's be real. Like, you talk about unconditional love, but you ain't got no unconditional love for anybody. Like the moment somebody stop holding up the ball, the like you in a relationship, and the moment they stop doing the stuff that they was doing when you engaged in when the relationship started, that relationship going down the drain, straight up. So, anyways, man, like I give big ups to him, man, bro. I just, I'm in a point in my life where I'm like, I realized I actually just learned this yesterday. Like I need to
I'm sorry,
surrender.
that was random as hell. But when you said big ups to him, I hit it, but the sound was down, so I had to get it together. And
Yeah.
you were just off the point by the time I got my stuff together.
Yeah,
But go
nah,
ahead.
for
That was
sure,
for
for
God,
sure.
y'all.
Big ups to him, man. He's just, right now I'm at a point in my life where I know, well, I'm not at that point, but I know I learned yesterday that I need to be surrendering. I need to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Just, you can have it straight up. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? And then, so I'm grateful for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Put my lady on a map. Huh? Put my lady on a map with her beautiful self. That thing beautiful, bro. Like, she is so gorgeous. Like, I FaceTime her. Like, you on base looking like that? Yeah. Them people told you prepare for battle. You preparing a model.
Yeah.
I be calling up messing with her like that, but that's my baby, man. She gonna be home in December. I get to see her for a whole 10 days in December. You damn right I'm gonna be selfish. Soon as she hop off that plane, we leaving.
I want you all to myself, I swear. Come on now.
I'm grateful for that, man. I'm grateful for my little brother. Man, I'm grateful, man. Shout out that boy Gino, man. That's my dog, son. That's my dog, straight up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have too many real ones in my life. That's really a real one. So I put my mans on the spotlight. You did. But yeah, man. What about you, man? What you grateful for today?
Well, me personally, I'm all praise to the Most High. I like what you said. Hold on, real quick. Yeah, Herb, I like what you said when you said what you said when you was like, you know what I'm saying, we be making all these promises and doing all these different things, but we ain't really coming through how we supposed to come through for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just grateful that, you know what I'm saying, that God have unconditional love for me. You know what I'm saying? And that give me time to rebound and to fix the things that I need to fix in my life and just work on myself every day, and that's a big part of whether we mention it or not, or acknowledge it or not. That's what, a big part of what Free Will Podcast is about. Not about religion or nothing in particular, but because, me personally, I believe that God is unconditional loving. If I'm saying that right, that gives me the grace and the time to become the best version of myself day after day. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super duper grateful for that. And of course, I'm eternally grateful for my woman, my lady, my first lady, my queen, my everything in between. Yeah. Shout out. Make some noise for her every time. I'm thankful and grateful for her, absolutely. And then I got 2 living parents in my wonderful life. You know what I'm saying? They still a part of my story and my script. And then I have my wonderful kids, Kaisley and Neve, my clients. And then I have everybody who is, I'm just grateful for the people who I haven't even met yet. Like the people who are along the journey that haven't even crossed paths with me yet. And that's waiting for me to get myself together so that we can make that connection and we can make life, you dig, together, and then we can make things manifest into what it's supposed to be. And thankful for even my step parent. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say one more thing because I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna do this today because it just popped up in my mind. I'm also thankful for my step parents because they are super duper supportive, and my lady's side is super duper supportive from her sister to the nieces to the nephews and
Oh,
to
you
the
got step parents?
yeah. No, not
Who's
step
step
parents.
parents?
Not step parents.
The in-laws.
In-laws. There you go, y'all. That's why my man's right there. I'm talking about step parents. What the fuck? What am I talking about? Step parents. Y'all know what I was talking about. My in-laws, man. My in-laws. I gotta give a shout out to them. Now I gotta make some noise for them.
Right.
Cause I call them
You can say extended parents.
my extended family. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Through my lady's side, and they just everybody on her side cover me, and they super duper supportive, just as supportive and respectful of me as she are, and just as fond of me as she is. And so I'm thankful for that, and I think I'm gonna put the cherry on top with that one, y'all. You dig?
Yeah. My mom's got a
Step
birthday coming up, huh?
Yeah, her birthday coming up. Her birthday is next Sunday, I want to say, on the 3rd of November. So, yeah. Big shout out to that.
That's this Sunday. Huh?
Yeah, which is the next one. This one or the next one, however you want to look at it.
Yeah. Listen, I was so confused with that at some point, but I think that this one is the one that's coming up, and the next one is the one that's after. That makes sense.
Yeah, it do make sense.
And
That's
tell
why
all these technicalities.
that's why I'd be like, not this upcoming Sunday, but the following Sunday. I just say the following, not this one, but the following Sunday. I always gotta say that when I'm talking about the next Sunday, not the
Right.
next Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. It's another year around the sun.
Yeah.
It's around the sun.
Yeah, I guess one of them orbit around the other one.
Yeah, it's the sun. It is the sun. Man, let's bow our heads. God damn it.
Yes, sir.
Moment of silence
Moment of silence.
for all our new subscribers
Yes.
and everybody who get post notifications.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Lord.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Special
Thank
notice
you.
for y'all.
Thank you for the people who are already in the family. Thank you for the ones that are joining the family.
Yes.
And thank you for being here with us and seeing, giving us some attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As we do our do and go through our go through. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
We definitely a family. We're a community, and I'm all the way out there. I don't know if we gonna get realer than this, and I still got more real to go. You know what I'm saying? As I become more, as I'm more transparent with myself, then I can, in turn be that with others. So it only gets better. It only gets better, from here, right? So appreciate y'all, and you better not hit that subscribe button without hitting the like button. They're right next to each other. You might as well.
Come on now, my boy, hit both on click,
You know
tap,
what I'm saying? Click type stuff.
Y'all
right?
tap the screen more when y'all sliding up and down social media all day. Bing,
Right.
bing, 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 bing.
Right. You don't even know how many
know what I'm
times
saying?
you tap.
So-
Just tap twice.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, Mr. Cold Dog. Yeah, so let's take us to our next thing, man. Without further ado, let's drop that word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
Woman's wedded bliss a year after marrying herself.
What?
A woman who gave herself a dream wedding after not finding the right partner has celebrated her first anniversary with fizz, flowers, and a steak dinner for one.
Come on.
Sarah Wilkinson, 43, held the wedding ceremony at the Grade 2 listed Harvest House in Felixstowe, Suffolk on September 30th, 2023.
That what they do out there in Suffolk?
Suffolk. Huh? I wouldn't say. I hope I said it right. A celebrant friend conducted the unofficial service in front of 40 close friends and family.
Unofficial service.
Followed by an evening do with more friends. Miss Wilkinson said the celebration was designed to show I'm okay as I am. You don't necessarily need someone to complete yourself. Let's give a round of applause for Miss Wilkinson. He said, I guess. Man, listen, let's take balls. Had a whole
no.
lot of plug going on up in there, huh? She probably was in that thing like, you know what I'm saying? Do you take? I do. Do you take? I do.
Yeah, come on, man.
Nah,
How
man,
did
but
it?
like all jokes. Go ahead, go ahead. You about to say something?
Yeah, about to
Yeah,
say
go ahead, go
something.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
How many people they said they was in attendance? I think you mentioned that 40
40.
people. 40
Yeah,
people. We had
that thing
40
was
whole
packed.
souls. 40 whole souls that was up
Thing
in
was
there to
packed.
take to partake in this
They were
event.
brushing shoulders in there.
Why the hell ain't nobody in there tell tell her? I mean, you do what you want. They got people marrying flag poles and other objects, and she married herself.
Huh?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Like people are marrying inanimate objects, and it's a thing. And you can legally be married to an inanimate object. And so
Come
this
on,
is the
bro.
world that we living in. So she married herself. So I don't even that don't even make sense. I think for one to make up a reality that it makes sense to marry yourself. In a sense, I think in a sense you are married to yourself regardless. You know what I'm saying? I think internally you're married to yourself. And you're supposed to have a relationship with yourself. You're supposed to know yourself. You're supposed to, like we becoming the best versions of ourselves. We're doing some soul seeking and soul searching. But I mean, for you to have a whole, you didn't got a dress, a venue, or at your back in your backyard, and people probably done took off work. 40 people, I know all 40 their schedules ain't aligned, so they are part of the problem. Go ahead, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, man. I love the concept. You know, I would say as long as her intentions are pure, like, yeah, I don't really have any issues with it. It's like, you aren't, what I see her doing is not relying on someone else for her happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just like, I'm going to do that thing myself. I can give me that one steak dinner. And I actually think that for the time in your life that you're single, you should do that. I don't think enough of us actually have relationships with ourselves. And when we alone, we feeling like something missing. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it by ourselves, right? And so in that concept there, I admire that, right? That's something that I still seek with myself, like to have a certain relationship like that, and I'm all I need, you know. Now, of course, if she doing it for attention or she a cuckoo, and that's different. You know what I'm saying? But I think that I don't know how old she is. We all know how that go. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Samuels. You know what I'm saying? We know how that go, but in order, she like, I'm not about to have no unrealistic expectations. I'm going on and marry myself, and then I'm happy. If that was the goal for me to be happy, then I'm happy and I'm moving on. That's how I feel about that. Feel like I'm
So
not
this is
having
my
that.
thing. I'm listening to Cole, and I appreciate him for the sake of what free will represents. For him to take the
I
positive
really,
route, the high road, and the like he not being like pessimistic about it. He's been in whatever the opposite of pessimistic is,
optimistic.
optimistic approach and viewing it. In a couple of those points I do agree with. You are supposed to have and build and nurture a relationship with yourself. I get it. I do. It's just me. Like Cole, if you told me, listen, I got a wedding, I'm marrying myself. You my partner, but I'm not coming to that. I'm just not. Like, come on, bro. What's going on? What we need to talk about? Like, what happened to where you at the point where you talking about something you all you need and you gonna marry? Like, you can be all you
My
need, and
dog
it
said he
should be
just
like
gave
that.
up.
It
That
should be
sound like
like
that
that,
sound like a depressive rant, huh? I'm
man.
all
It's
I
like
need.
you should be all you need in a sense, but I mean, because everybody ain't meant to be married to some. Like, everybody ain't meant to be married, but I don't know, man. I ain't going nobody wedding marrying themselves. I just don't. It ain't making no sense to me, y'all. I don't know,
Hopefully,
y'all. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. I'm just saying,
hopefully it was more like a celebration of,
man.
what I'm
You heard
saying,
that
of
lady say that.
herself and a celebration of happiness, and she wasn't doing no weird stuff, you know. Talking about, maybe she probably did have a picture of herself in front of her,
That's what I'm saying.
They
Come on
kissed the
now.
picture and everything. I know, yeah, I don't know.
But the
But
person that who ordained it was unofficial. It did say that unofficial
yeah,
friend or
so I
whatever.
mean,
I
you
don't
can't
know.
get now. Listen, I don't have no issue with this. But if you tell me talking about, yeah, bro, I got this, me and this sofa has been together for a while. We spent a lot of time together, and I think it's time.
Right.
And you could count me out. You could count me out. That there makes no. That's I don't know. That's different, right
Yeah, they got people out here doing it, man. I'm telling you.
there. Yeah,
They
that's
got
different.
people out here making it happen, sealing the deal.
Sealing the deal, huh? That's
Yeah, cause
nasty. That is nasty
yeah,
work. But
yeah. Without further ado, Mr. Cole,
yeah.
let's tell these people where we at with it, Cole. Where we at with it?
So you know, in my current journey, man, I've been trying to figuring things out and figuring out what I need to stay consistent. That's one of my main goals right now, to stay consistent. Like when I do my daily time with God and I write in my notebook,
Mm-hmm.
it's my thing that I'm focused on is being consistent. And I realized that being consistent really has almost nothing to do with being consistent. Like, it's I want to be consistent more than I want to do the things that I need to do to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest issues with me being consistent is, to be honest, like I don't know what that looks like. My close family, like they don't really know what that look like. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Consistency.
yeah, not consistency, right? Like, or just like being consistent with no outside. Like I'm consistent of going to work because I got to. Like that don't count to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just something that you know if you don't do it, it's a wrap. Which is another part of being consistent. But um, what I'm getting to is having a environment and a circle of consistency that promotes consistency is what I want to say, right?
Yeah.
And then so from that, um, what came to mind was the power of connection,
Mm-hmm.
and what I realized is that I'm getting disconnected
Mm-hmm.
from a lot of things, from people who I never even connected with at all, and I'm disconnected from what I'm supposed to be doing out here. You know what I'm saying? For my purpose, I'm one minute I'm here, I'm attached, and then I'm disconnected. Right? It's like like my Wi-Fi acting up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so that's what I want us to dive into today, man. And so um I got a question, man. First question is like I guess the moment that what was the moment too that we realized that you and I realized that one connection could change everything. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, it probably had to be one of my good friends, L, right? Um, like there was a wave that came through my life when he entered it. You know what I'm saying? And I got my first glimpse of what it looked like to be inside of an environment that birthed greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And what that feels like, and just using somebody else's strength and not having to rely on your own for a long time. I mean, not having to rely on your own all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And you have a lot more than, like, you can't just do that. Like, you alone you don't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
So when I didn't have answers and I could and then they got answers, I don't got energy, and I could call, they got energy. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you think about that? And share an experience, man.
Well, I think I can relate to that experience.
Mm.
I can relate to that experience because you know, let's talk about good old Eddie, right?
Yeah.
You know Eddie, I know Eddie, we
Thanks.
know Eddie.
Thanks.
Um, my experience with him is when I started like hanging around Eddie, I realized that you know he's always on the phone, he always talking to people. I realized that he was somebody who wasn't afraid to walk up to people. He didn't care who you was, who you standing with, what you look like. He'll walk up to you, talk to you, get to know you. And anytime I needed something, if he had a connection to somebody that
Hmm.
had relevance to what I needed done, he was like, hold on, I know somebody. Boom, he'll call him. While I got this, oh look, you need this done on your call up. Boom, take your call over there. You need woo woo woo. And so he kind of had like he was very resourceful. And when I came across him, before him, the most resources that I had was just in the barbershop that I worked at. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, before that, it was just me. I mean, then and I had Drew, but we was on to come up together. But I didn't really have people in my life who was resourceful in terms of being like, branches to other connections to people that was connected to other things. So when I came across him, what I'm saying, I just realized the how you meet one person and you never really know how that one person can shape your life. You know what I'm saying? Before any other connections and stuff came about, I believe I started cutting his hair first. And then, that's just kind of, so I guess in a sense for me to kind of wrap it up, that was one of the main things I learned about, being a barber. And that's one of the things that I cherish, in my top three things of being a barber is that when you meet people, you never know who's sitting in your chair. And that's why it's important to get to know who's sitting in your chair so that, you never know who they
Hmm.
know and who they connected to. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I get two things from our experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to my next point. Um, the power of strategic relationships. Eddie is somebody who is very resourceful, and
Mm-hmm.
being connected to him is like being connected to about 30, 40 other people,
Yeah.
right? And in my situation, L was like being connected to somebody that extends anything that's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like like I'm like it's like hooking up an extra battery to your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like you got more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a power in being connected to multiple, like you got to be strategic with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like know who you need. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, like okay, I got somebody who's resourceful. And I got somebody who powers me up, who's powerful. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody who my lady, she catered to me. Like I need all these different things and all these different people around me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And these people can hold the key to my next like big thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, like we don't think about that. We just be, I don't want to talk to them. Like, my culture, we come, it's we different, bro. Not different, like we bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like talk to them for what? I don't know them.
Facts.
And that's a problem. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I've
saying?
been there. I've been there.
Yeah, in
And I ain't gonna
facts. Like, and
I
it's
ain't, go ahead.
still kind of there. You know what I'm saying? It was
Sometimes for
like, it's
sure.
like I'm like, not, you know, and like you gotta be intentional about it. It's like how can I like edit speak to everybody?
Yeah.
If you looking at it where he's speaking to you, you look like you got something going on, he's speaking to you.
And one thing you gonna do is get in your business. he trying,
Straight
he
up.
trying, he trying to get in your business, and so that
Right.
there's something there with that. You know what I'm saying? Cause that way you really know who you dealing with, and you just know what they got going on. It's a couple things that you can gauge. You can gauge if this person is an asset, if this person got too much personal drama. You know what I'm saying? So where it may be a conflict of interest.
Mm.
It's a lot of things that you can learn about a person. Because a lot of times we be getting, quote unquote, in a sense, I'm gonna use this phrase. We get in bed with people, but we don't really know what they life like. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what they got going
Right.
on outside, in their personal life and everything. And And that's why it's important, man, to be strategic sometimes about your relationships. And I think to have a strategic relationship with people or build a strategic network of people, you just kind of got to know what you need. I was reading this book called Super Connector, and it really highlight that. You know what I'm saying? It really kind of highlight um kind of like what we're talking about right now. You know, strategically, building a network of people, and even when you connecting people to other people, knowing who benefits who and who could serve who and who would be a good match and connection. Who would be great together paired up with another person. So I mean, there's a lot of benefits that you can get out of being strategic in your connections. It could be in business, it could be for personal as well. But yeah. What you think about that, Cole?
Yeah, man. So like this is crazy, man. Like, so you should not be afraid to get in somebody's business. Like if you like if they in any kind of connection, like people like I don't know you like that. That and why not?
And
Like it's
that's
not
the point.
that's the
Yeah.
problem. Like why why can't I know you like that? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like is there something in you like that's not gonna resonate with mine? And I don't you're right, I don't need to know you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had a conversation for the first time like a month ago with my girl's father, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we was on the phone, man, and he asked me, he got to asking me, who my daddy was, what he did, what's my relationship with him, who my mom is, what she did, what's my relationship with her, what's up with, you know what I'm saying, what I'm doing, where I'm headed at, like, and what he was doing was assessing my character and assessing my foundation,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like when you go get a car, when you go buy a vehicle, and it's especially if it's a used vehicle, you need the Carfax. I need to know what
Yeah.
that car been through. I need to know who was driving it, how many owners it had, has it been in any accidents? You know what I'm saying? Because you want to know what it is that you
Committing to really.
committing to, right? Like, oh, what you have in your arsenal? What you like? I'm thinking I got a car that's reliable, and I don't. It been in 5 accidents. It's not reliable just because I'm scared to ask for what the Carfax was. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Man.
I'm I'm
Oh
with this
Lord.
person. I'm with this person, right? And I'm wondering why, like, they questioning everything I do, and they've been through some crazy trauma.
Come
And that's
on.
not to say I can't help them with the trauma, but I never even knew about it. I could have moved a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Or it made my decision whether or not I wanted to mess with that person or not. You know what I'm saying?
But let's be G though. Let's keep it
Yeah.
G.
Mhm.
Like you said, like you be scared to ask. Listen, I'm one of them people sometimes. It's like I be afraid to ask questions or get to know a person or get in a person business.
Mhm.
It's like, bro, you would want to get in their business. Like you would want to see what's going on. Like you would take a stranger to the store. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll act like you might know him from around the way. They be like, man, you want to take me to the store? I'll take you to the store. I'm actually, you should be asking this person questions. Nigga be looking for him right now. What you be into? What you be doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I just think that that's something that you should do. You know what I'm saying? And man, you'll be surprised that in the dating scene, I'll be listening to this podcast called Hardly Initiated, and you'll be
Yeah.
surprised, man. Like people be on dates with people, been and got to 2 and 3 and 4, 5 dates with people, and they don't know nothing about the person's who they with history. It's like they meet a person and then they know like a couple of things about them. You know what I'm saying? Just what their dreams and what their goals are and who they want to do. Or they want to get in the business. And it's like they should just start building and creating a future from that point when they met them, and they don't go back to the past and just do it like your girl daddy was doing, and was just, assessing your character and your foundation and seeing who and what you came from. You know what I'm saying? And people just be in bed with strangers, man. And
Yeah.
I've done it. Hell, I've been in bed with a couple strangers. But you know what I'm saying? That ain't the way to go, dog. That
He
is not
said
the way to
couple
go.
of them.
That
Man,
ain't the way to go.
exposing. Hey, but nah, listen, you can immediately tell a lot about a person or specific things about a person with how open they are about themselves. Like told me, I was telling you about the conversation I had with that chief yesterday. Like I would introduce myself to him, and that's almost all I said. Right? I introduced myself, and then I asked him one thing.
What you asked him?
I asked him what I knew he was a chief. I asked him what he was a chief over and what he does. Over it, I know about his son. I know about his relationship with his son, his relationship with his son's mom. I know his downfalls in life. I know everything, right? Because I know that because he's proud of who he is. He's proud of who he is. He's not ashamed of it. He's aware of who he is and what he's been going through.
Yeah.
And he is connected to his purpose.
Come on now.
Right? And somebody who's not connected to like he knows, like part of his purpose, right, is to help other, like all of our purpose is gonna be to help somebody, but like, and so that's all. Okay, cool. So listen, if you connected to your purpose, you always gonna help because your any purpose is always gonna be helping people out. Like it gotta be like your purpose not gonna be to make sure you straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless it's making sure you straight for other things to take place. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, go ahead. You about to add something on there?
Yeah, but it can wait.
Yeah. Now, so it brings us to the next point. Like are you like what you connected to? Like, are you connected? Like, what's your mission? Like, what's your purpose? Like, why you moving? Like, are you just kind of going through the day-to-day motions? Like what are we doing right now? Like when I wake up, why am I waking up?
Right.
And you gonna know based on your answer.
Like, are you living each day filled by a purpose, or are you just going through the motions?
Right,
going through the motions.
Am I waking up to go to work, or am I waking up to go and have this meeting about the am I getting up so I can finish changing my life or finish changing this company that I'm working with or finish building up this organization or finish changing people's lives? Like, you gonna know when what you doing is just it's just a task. Like, I'm waking up to complete a task. You know what I'm saying?
Look, cool. Real talk on that tip. Are you waking up like? And I ask myself the question too. I'm like, are you waking up just going to work? Or are you waking up to go impact somebody's life or alter somebody's life? And literally, what I do, you know what I'm saying? I have had people come sit through my chair, going through all kind of things. I've seen people at their best, and I've seen people at their worst. I didn't have people in my chair who that was all they had left. But they came to me so that I can give them, like, man, I had one of my clients, he was like, dawg, I ain't gonna lie, I know what I'm asking for, I don't even really got it all. He was like, but dawg, I just wanna feel like a person, bro. I don't even feel like myself. I don't even, like, I'm looking crazy, I'm going through some stuff, but basically he was saying, I don't wanna look like what I'm going through. And this all I got. I don't even get paid for another week and a half, but I need you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know dude's heart was sincere. And so I go to work for that. You know what I'm saying? I go to work so that I can make a difference in somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? And what people get out of coming to me is just that's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because and sometimes it take for me to have people come through the shop and sit in my chair at those stages in their life for me to just be grateful too. Remind me to be grateful of where I'm at and what I'm doing, that I even have a purpose, that I'm even connected to what I'm connected to. But a lot of times I would say, cool, I do feel like, especially when I'm outside of the shop, I kind of like, if I'm not occupied by my clients, I am just kind of going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? It's that comfort. It's that being stuck in that comfort zone in different areas of my life.
Or it's just the fact that that's the only thing that's clear. Like, we be having stuff that's clear in our life and we execute on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know here, because of the feedback or how it makes me feel, You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is definitely something that I need to be doing, right? You know, and sometimes that's really all it is. You know what I'm saying?
The clarity.
I haven't set anything up for the outside part.
Uh-huh.
I'm just knowing what's up with the inside. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of times, right? Like, we be wanting to be connected to these people that we talk about, but these people don't want to be with nobody who day to day they don't know what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they are not your like-minded person. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, let's say I'm same way too right now, right? Like I'm at a place to where I'm trying to grasp the outside. It's like it's like I'm chasing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm chasing it, and and then I come back and I'm running after it again, and I catch up with it, and I'm right there, and then I let go of it again. And so I'm like, that's the person that would appeal to me right now, or that I would appeal to, because that's a like-minded person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're not attracting the people that we need because we're not the person that we need. And that's one of the most unaccepted things in our culture, like as far as a relationship, especially with our, I would say our women, but the women is probably more on display, but our men do it too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, why, everybody, this person, the women this and men that, and such this, and I ain't gonna never find nobody. Nobody wants you for real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
you
a
wouldn't
fact.
want you, bro. Like, you wouldn't want
you. You don't even want to be you right now. You don't even like it. Like,
come on, bro. Like, that's not even like let's be real, and not to put ourselves down, but just to be present in the moment. Like, be present. Like, be here right now. Like, who am I? It's hard, bro. Like, you gotta have, first thing first, I think, if you starting off with nobody, like, go get somebody that, and you might have to pay them. You might have to pay them, right? Just to because this is what they do every day. And as much as they would like to help you for free, which, you know what I'm saying, you should never let nobody help you for free. Like, we talked about that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Don't stop the cycle of life, how it's supposed to go, right? It's
give and receive.
Give and receive, right? So you might have to go and pay them, and so they can help you navigate through your mental processes. And yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I ain't finna.
Oh.
I'm about to change direction.
Yeah. Like, you might have to go get somebody that can help you through your mental processes, and pay them so you can just be competent and like not be like, there's a aloneness that everybody goes through when I'm going through all of these wrongs that I got, all these things and I'm alone, and I can't be my judge. Like I gotta be the judge and the jury, which is almost impossible, because if I knew what I needed to know, then I'll be doing it. Like, you cannot do this thing by yourself, bro. Like I need somebody, I need people in my life to help me with each part of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And I think that's important to do that, because even sometimes us, before having mentors and different people in our life, like, we used to come to each other with everything. Like, yeah, bro, I'm having a relationship problem. Yeah, bro, I got this problem personally. Or yeah, I'm going through this. Or yeah, I haven't been disciplined. Yeah. And we kind of like use each other as that, like, we kind of like bounce things back and forth on each other. But for those who have a person in their life like that, it's good. Or even if it's your spouse and you can just, vent and unload and just kind of give that stuff to your spouse, they not necessarily qualified, or I might not be necessarily qualified to give you adequate advice on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep. I could tell you, like, yeah, bro, like, I could tell you what I did when I was consistent in the gym, but maybe that's you got a bigger, deeper problem than why you really can't be consistent in the gym. You got other stuff that's weighing down on you that somebody else more qualified can help you figure out first before. And it ain't just the gym. You're not consistent in nothing that you're doing for real. You know what I'm saying? And you got some other stuff going on that you need to be looking into, Cole. But I wanted to kind of change and make a little pivot real quick, and I want to talk
Mhm.
about the role of spiritual, of your faith, spiritual connection, and how does that tie into you finding and pursuing your mission or your purpose.
Mhm.
So for you, um, or really both of us, like how does that look for us? So if I was to take lead on that, I would say for me, how does my my faith and my spiritual connection in finding and pursuing my mission, um, just with my general understanding on like kind of how you mentioned it earlier, like your purpose is generally connected to benefiting other people. Your purpose is something that you contribute to beyond yourself. I think that for me, um I went through a phase in my life where I was selfish to the point to where I just didn't consider nothing much other than myself. I was consumed by um just what I liked and what I felt good about, and what I wanted to do, and it was all about I and my personal experience. But I think where I am now, in contrast to where I was then, is that I realize that I have more things to live for, people who depend on me. Excuse me. It could be whether it's in my relationship, whether it's my kids, whether it's my clients. I find myself in a position to where I'm significant in a lot of people's lives. And to kind of like turn the page back a little bit, when we was talking about Eddie, I remember having a conversation with Eddie, and I'm like, man, the way he run his business, when what he do, he just so available for his clients. And sometimes it look like he be spread thin. It's like, man, you got one client got a flat tire, you go over there, pick the car up, bring it over there, get to fix the flat. You got one client need an oil change, so you up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get the client car to the dealership for 7 o'clock. You got, what I'm saying? When I ran out of gas one time, I called him. I'm like, I need you, but I ran out of gas when I had the charger. It's a gas guzzler, and he was there for me. And I told him, I'm like, dog, I said, if anything was to happen to you, I say so many different people lives will be impacted by your absence, by you not being here. They got so many people who rely on him, to the point to where if something happened to him, he wasn't available, they would feel that. And I think that's a true measure of, help me out, Cole. It's just a measure of uh your significance. I'ma
Right.
just say it like that, like your significance to the world. You know what I'm saying? To people. Like, you got a lot of people. You can look at like somebody like Nipsey Hussle or Kobe Bryant, when Nipsey Hussle or Kobe Bryant, when something happened to them and they passed away. That was tragic, and many people felt that. Now, we not as big as Nip or Kobe Bryant right now, but somebody like Eddie, who been in his career for over 20 years, he have a lot of relationships and a lot of people that can call on him and depend on him. So that's just something that I had to realize, that I am a part of a lot of different people's lives. And if something was to happen to me, people would be probably affected by that. There's a number of people who will be affected. And I think that that ties into your legacy, like the true measure of your legacy, and how many people will be impacted by your absence. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, because I remember you talked about that before, Cole. You was like, your legacy is kind of measured by like the amount of people whose lives you've impacted or something like that before. So I just think that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you got the measure of people who will be impacted by your absence, that'll be a big measure of that. I know we ain't talking about that per se, but that
Yeah,
just
for
kind of
sure,
touches.
man.
I missed the whole thing, huh? Cool. I was probably talking about the
Yeah,
spiritual
no, you
connection and all
good, you
that, but
good. Because
all that
the
tied
way
into it.
you got to it is because you got to it with purpose, right? And like your spiritual thing is connected to your purpose, right? And your purpose is always helping people. When you help a lot of people like you supposed to, then you become important. You
Yeah.
become significant, right? And so, when you become significant, like that connection between your purpose and relationships is major. Like you create a synergy. You know what I'm saying? That's going on now, right? And Eddie, he's created a synergy. He's great at what he does, right? And he's helping people, and everybody he comes in contact with that's powerful to him helps him where he lacks at, and he helps them where they lack, right? And that's
Yeah.
a powerful connection, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's the the thing that I was gonna comment on, right? You know how at some point I was like, at some point I was like, why do people say mind, body, and spirit?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, doesn't spirit go first because of your being? Like you are kind of outside of the body thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Passive said it so. I mean, he said it so well, right? He was like, there's a reason why it's mind, body, and spirit, and pointing to the ground. When you have spirit, you have holiness. You could spell holiness like HOLYINES, or you can spell it like WHOLNESS. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. When you have holiness, you have holiness. And the holiness comes from your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And my foundation, without my foundation, I have nothing.
Yeah.
So it really do start with the spirit. But if I'm looking at it, if I'm looking at you and I'm top to bottom, like I'm looking at you top to bottom, I see your mind, your body, and then your holiness. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the ground that you walk on? What is your foundation? Right? And one thing about Eddie is Eddie has principles. He has a foundation. He has a, you know what I'm saying? And he's connected with God in his own ways. And that helps him with his connections, you know what I'm saying? With his purpose and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so, it like, it's crazy how everything works everything works in everything is connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like even those people, you'll see that those people who are serious about their, you know, about their body, right? They're serious about their mind, the way they treat their mind. They're serious about their body,
Mm-hmm.
the way they treat their body, and they're serious about their spirit, man. And if any of those are missing, like we're lacking, right? So, that's a big thing, man. That's a big thing. Definitely big to note.
So I want to say this. It's a question I kind of want to ask. I want to put in the air. How does your purpose? Okay, let me. How does your purpose? How can it help you identify the right connections? How can your purpose help you identify the right connections? If I had to answer that, if I had to speak on that, I would say, all right, here we go. I got it, y'all. So you got your purpose, right? And you got your purpose is tied into, you know, what's leading you out of bed, you know, when you wake up in the morning, right? And so you making proper connections because you want to, I want to say proper connections, relevant connections, because it's easy to get connected to people. But if you're not careful, you can become connected to people who take you off your purpose. And that's something that I was listening to earlier with a guy who was talking to a young lady, and they was having a discussion on the soul tie thing. But you can come across people who can pull you off of your purpose. And so that person who's pulling you off of your purpose, I would label them as a irrelevant connection. You know what I'm saying? I would label them as a irrelevant connection because you know they're not conducive to the purpose. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that when you're on purpose and you're meeting people and you're building connections, you want to be intentional that, you know what I'm saying, these people are conducive to the purpose. Otherwise, you know, they're just a big distraction. And we all got distractions in our lives. We got people who serve other purposes in our lives, but they're getting too much airtime. And so because they're getting too much airtime, they taking away from, you know, what you need to be, the other people who you need to be focusing on based off of what's the most relevant and most important in your life at the moment.
Right.
So that's what I say to that.
And I think, man, I want to be in a spot to where I feel like everybody is, or most people who have a purpose and who's fulfilling their purpose is a relevant connection, because you never know when you need them, and you'll never know when they need you. You know what I'm saying? So if you make yourself available, which is like you at work, Like, never should there be a time when I'm like, I'm not fixing that person's device. I'm not giving that person service. At no point, right? Unless they are drastically taken away from my energy. You know what I'm saying? Which means they're not in their purpose, right? Like, anybody who's in their purpose is a purposeful connection. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it gets so, like, sometimes the people, like, even like people who not in their purpose, who just day to day, sometimes you don't even want them as a customer, as a client.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they are they take so much that you can be in their presence for like 10, 20 minutes and they didn't, you know what I'm saying? You feel drained after that. You got to go and recharge.
That's a fact.
You know, so, you know, anybody who is who's on their mission and you can tell that they know what their mission is, it's a relevant connection. You know, don't be like, oh, I'll never need my windows clean. You'll never know. If you on your purpose, for anybody who is in a purpose of, you know, you are up for many rewards, right? And naturally, I feel like we naturally want to grow and stuff like that. And when we grow, things around us grow. So you about to get some windows at some point, you know what I'm saying? So just, even if you already got a window person, get another one. You know what I'm saying? You might have that person working on the windows over here. You need a window job over there. Or that person working on your windows, they couldn't get it and you had to patch in another connection. You know what I'm saying? Or let me call up my other guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, be abundant with it, right?
Yeah.
So
I would say this, Nicole, if I could add something to you, so not to cut your wisdom short. I would like to add this: when it come down to like you finding those type of people, I think it was The Magic of Thinking Big was the book I was reading, and it talked about the different type of people in your life. They say you have 3-day people, you have 3-hour people, and you got 3-minute people. And some people you can afford to be around them for 3 days at a time or 3 weeks at a time. You got some people you can only afford to be around them for a few hours. And you got some people you can only afford to be around them for a few minutes. For that same purpose that Cole said, is that, you know, they got people who drain you. They got people who distract you that's not conducive to your purpose, to your mission. And so I think before we focus on like the people that we're going to be meeting in the future or moving forward, we should evaluate the people around us right now, because maybe you're spending 3 days with a 3-minute person or a 3-hour person, and that's why you're not getting to where you need to go, because you're putting too much time into the wrong connections. So I'm gonna just leave out with that there.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely
that was the job I go for right there.
And listen, bro, that right there gets so. There's a major consequence that goes with that. Like, and you putting yourself in a major hole, man. Like, a lot of people didn't die with people they was only supposed to talk to for a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Maybe died for.
Yeah.
Wasn't even what it was never supposed to be like that, man. So be possessive about your environment. You know what I'm saying? And of course, to do that, you gotta love yourself and your purpose enough to do that. You know, you gotta develop that. You know, I was talking to yesterday, and I'm like, man, I need to ask these questions before I do anything. And I think asking the questions would shape or help remind me why I wanna. Like, I even have these. Like, I want to be able to do something for a certain reason, if that makes sense. Like, let's say we talking about something like being clean. Yeah, something was in that water.
You ain't talk to your water before you drunk it. You see what I'm saying?
God damn it. It's too late. Like, I'm about to pick up the bottle and start talking. Ain't nothing left. What was I saying?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man. All right. That's. Well, hey.
You can't
Yeah.
rewind real time.
Right. Manage your connections. You have to have a connection with yourself in order to want to manage your connections, which brings me to what I was talking about. Sometimes I want to be able to do something for a certain reason, and maybe it's just because I haven't trained myself to be that way. And all I have to do is ask myself why I'm doing this and just tell myself the reason. Like, lie. Like, I'm doing this because like, you lying to yourself about some other stuff that don't benefit you at all. Lie to yourself about a great reason on why you should be doing some stuff and let it fuel you up. We know the greats did it. The greats did it for sure, right? MJ up in the building. He in practice, everybody gone. He up in there have a conversation with himself. Like, dude was talking to my mom, and he getting dealt with when I hit the, you know what I'm saying? Like we making quick work of him when I come out there. You want to say stuff, but he never even met dude before. But they got him pumped up. They won that game. Took him to the series. They won it. So listen, I'm definitely gonna adopt that. Why am I doing this? Why am I editing this podcast? Why am I doing this podcast? Why am I calling my grandma? Why am I spending time with her on the weekends? Why am I cleaning up my area? You know what I'm saying? Why am I pouring into this guy's life?
Yeah.
Why am I pouring into my life? Why do I go to church?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Why am I catering to my woman? Make sure those reasons are there, and make sure those reasons are valid. Have substance.
Come on now.
Like, make sure they got substance. Like, it be weak. Like, I'm doing it. Why? Just because she told me she wanted that, bro. She always complaining. She don't complain about she wants some stuff. Nah, I'm gonna do it because I love her and I want her to live a life of abundance with me.
Come on
with
now.
me, you gonna have this abundance, girl. You don't gotta worry about nothing. Grown man gives. Hey, I know you. My people who listen to the S2S podcast, they don't know what that means, but
yeah, okay.
Without further ado, man.
Without further, I'm glad you clip your fingernails. Hey, let me say a shout out to everybody who keep their fingernails clipped, man.
Yeah.
Man, without further ado, we just want to thank y'all for being the best part of the Free Will Podcast. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody who was in attendance and everybody who was attentive, we want to thank y'all for being the best part of Free Will Friday. Cole, you already know what it is, so you gotta ask what it was. You ain't gotta meet us next Friday. You already know we're gonna be there 8:30 Central Time, so don't meet us there.
Meet us there.
And we out on that note.